Many people will say Lagos and Ibadan are the dominant commercial states in the southwestern part of Nigeria. But I disagree. Why? Because as much as Abeokuta is the gateway to these two major states, Abeokuta can actually give you the same commercialization as both states. My name is Adams Olagoke. I am a barber in Abeokuta and I'm known as Sirdamx Unisex Salon. But I call myself the mediapreneur because I leverage my background in mass communication and as a skill person in entrepreneurship. So I combine it and I call myself the mediapreneur.
You don't want that one?
àwa lọmọ Abẹ́òkúta ìlú rere ìlú ọlọ́lá.
Being the first boy in a family that has children of six and of a middle class, I realized that the future was not promised. And based on that, I realized I just have to be very creative and focused to establish myself and discover that which can make me a better man. Well, as a child, I like to test things, practical things. So a lot of people know me as a barber, right? But I had actually, involved myself in some other creative applications like laptop engineering, phone engineering before I settled for, the barbering business. Why? Because the act of innovation and skill has always attracted me as a child. What has stayed with me from my childhood to date will be the act of storytelling, and I must say that has actually been my strength as a barber because if you come into my salon, one of the few things you will experience is me engaging in conversation and making you feel at home, and that makes everybody my friend. Apart from the fact that you're getting the skill, you're making another friend at the long run. So since I have a background in mass communication where I get to know about everything about the world, I talk finance, I talk sports, I talk business, I talk politics. So I use that as a leverage in my business, and I make people my friends because when we talk, I make them feel at home and I give them the satisfaction of not only the barber business, but of course the other part too. Many people will say Lagos and Ibadan are the dominant commercial states in the southwestern part of Nigeria. But I disagree. Why? Because as much as Abeokuta is the gateway to these two major states, Abeokuta can actually give you the same commercialization as both states. So while I was in school, I started as a stylist because I realized that since I was in school, I need to survive and I need to make ends meet. So I was working as a stylist for Unisex Salon in Salon, and I built my customer base while I was there. So after school, I realized that I could turn the customer base into a business function. So why not start my own in Abeokuta where I have my customer base as a strength. So that was in 2019. I did struggle, because as a young man who spent his first 20 years in Lagos and you're starting a business in Abeokuta where I was just a student for a couple of years, it was a struggle. But like I said, what kept me going was because I had a customer base prior. And since I have a customer base and they become my friends at the long run, so I had a family of people I'm giving the service to, and they love me in return. And money is flowing. Well, Saddam's Unisex Salon was a brainstorm idea between me and my friends. Why? Because there was a day I gave a service to a couple of them, and they were saying, "Guy, you are a sir." And I felt like, okay, my name is Adams. Why not combine the sir and the Adams together? So that gave us Saddam's. So I started Saddam's in 2019 as a shop business. All right, it's situated in Clever Beach Plaza along Mango Road, Adigba, Abeokuta. And I must say it has been an enjoyable journey because, like I said, having built a network of friends and customers who have become family to me. So, and I leverage that in business. So that was one of the few things that speared me into going to the full business. Well, it was challenging, just like every business setup, because it's a different thing from being a salon stylist and you becoming a business manager at the same time. Because now you're not just giving the service, you need to manage co-stylists and you need to make decisions for the upliftment of the business. But it was challenging, but I must say, even 2019 to date, Even with all the glitches and all the hard work, we're still in existence and we're still giving out the service. I must say, it's a success for me. Most people do not really understand that there's a difference between a barber and an hairstylist, right? Now, a barber is not just someone who barbs for the male alone. Do you understand? There are barbers who barb only for males. You're right. That makes them hair stylists. But a barber is someone who barbs both for the male and the female. So that's why I'm a unisex barber. Do you understand that? So, and many people will see the differences. If you come to my salon, my major strength is to give both haircuts for both the male and the female. Do you understand? So I do not engage in the fixing of hair and all of those things, but I still give the service to both the male and the female. So that makes me a barber. Yeah, the female industry is doing quite well, and that's because a lot of attention has been given to them. But in recent times, you will agree with me that haircut has become a very big enterprise. Why? Because haircut is like a personality look, all right, and people will come to you because they want to achieve a particular look with an haircut. I mean, right this moment, I'm dressing as a cultural man, but my hairstyle is giving me the vibe of a modern man at the same time. That's because I want to achieve a personality look of combining being a modern person and a cultured guy at the same time. The challenges I've faced so far since inception will be challenge of capital. I mean, less people do not like to invest in businesses because they do not know about it. All right. And I must say, since I am my own self capital investor, the growth of the business was a little bit slow. Because like I said, I started out as a student before I become a business owner. So it was from the revenue of the business that was taking up the business. So the growth was small. So it was actually the major challenge. Being Abeokuta is a factor too, because now the salon is located along Mango Road, Oluwo, for who is familiar with it, and it is in student area. I mean, students have calendars. I mean, they are either in the school in the morning, all right, and they come to the salon in the evening. And during holidays, you just have to make do with people who are mostly indigenous. You understand? So it's a very big challenge because we just have to keep advertising and focusing on some of the students. Over time, I've engaged in mouth-to-mouth advertising. Everybody that I give the service to, I tell them to make a referral and tell their friends or family about the business, and that's actually been working fine for me. And recently, I've been engaging in social media advertising and content creating and every of those things to get to a larger audience. One of my favorite things about Abeokuta is the culture. I mean, everybody that knows Ogun State or Abeokuta majorly would reconcile with the fact that it's a cultural state. It has a lot of history. I mean, if the likes of Femi Anikulapo Kuti, the former vice president of Nigeria, is from Abeokuta. I'm also a native of the land myself, being a son of Ijayi, Omokunmi. You understand? I'm from the Kunmi family in Ijayi. So being a son, why not start in Abeokuta? What I love most about Abeokuta is actually the culture base. All right. And I mean, we talk about some of the historical landmarks like Olumo Rock, like the Fela Anikulapo's family households, and many other things like that. Well, I like to hang out the most in cultural center. I mean, it still gives me the impression of culture around me, all right? And whenever I'm bored or whenever I feel like the pressure of the business is getting to me, I like to go there. I like to, read about literatures and talk about things of the past, and it unwind the emotions out of me. What I think can be done to improve business at Abeokuta will be continuous infrastructure development, and most importantly, entrepreneurship development. I mean, we've seen what the state government is doing along the part of that, but there should be more in terms of development. Like I said, the focus of this business, where it is situated, is to be attractable to the students of Machida Abdullah Polytechnic, most especially. All right, and since majority of them are students, why not have a lot of entrepreneurship development programs that can let people such like that, I mean, students like that, to love, businesses and want to, give more to the states.
Are you currently looking at expanding?
Yes. There was a previous question about if the female industry in terms of hairstyling is doing far more better than the male industry. Of course, if you're a business person, you want to make more money in something that has an alignment with yours. So I'm looking at expanding in the female industry too. Yes, if I can learn some of the skills, all right. I mean, there's a recent cut that is called pixie cut. It's a kind of cut where you style a female's hair and you cut a part of it. All right. So it's a beautiful setup that that I have an intention to learn and to give to new customers. The only expansion I can give to the male industry is to sell self-care art products. Apart from giving them the skill. A lot of people do not even know about how to treat their scalp, how to take care of their hair, and some of the few things that concerns their well-being. All right. So I'm looking at expanding and selling some of the things and educating them on how to use them. So apart from the haircut, they have another service of how to take care of themselves. I see Adams Unisex Salon in the next decade as a global business and an enterprise. Why? Because I've been building some set of family and assistant around the skill development. Like I said, what should be done for the creative industry is to have more visibility of it so that people can be attracted into the business. All right. So on my own part, I've been building series of individuals, in terms of having the skills and the professionalism. If I have an opportunity to sit with the current governor of Ogun State, I'll just tell him point blank, sir, invest in entrepreneurship development. I mean, it's a revenue business, all right? And most importantly, it will secure unemployment for most youth in Abeokuta. And like I said, it's a skill and creative industry that has timeless benefit. If I go back in time, making the decision of staying in Abeokuta, yes, because why Abeokuta is a lovely place to do business, but it still has its challenges, all right? Because the government of the day are more focused on infrastructure development rather than entrepreneurship development.
Messi or Ronaldo?
Ah, Messi.
So your favorite local business?
Guinea, Chelsea FC, London,
Favorite color?
blue,
Hobbies?
reading, talking, and socializing.
Favorite artist?
Burna Boy.
The only thing you don't want to mention so far
Eh,
is your career.
in music,
You say you cannot just
I write. You see, that music is just, I know that I get the gift, I get good voice. It's part of the things people say. Some people don't like me when they talk about sport, think about politics. They like music, so I go put them.
so it's not like I say you're an artist.
The only thing is just that over the time, I can't realize, say, people like my voice. And since I'm a creative, I like to write. I'll just write down for artists. I dey work with the guy where they edit music for. Like, I don't really focus on music word like that. I don't get passion for am. You don't understand? Okay, you get one boy. Now all these upcoming artists, I can't say the guy like R&B. You understand? So if they come around, I go write music for them. Just give them. Truthfully, I have not actually considered the idea in writing for music, but now that you mentioned it, I think I can start. What I'll advise my 20-year-old self to do: start early, face the challenges early, and come out as a victor early. Because a lot of things can't happen. Go be like, oh more, this realization came late. So why not face it early? Go through it early and come out as a victor early. Like I said, before I delve into the bad business, I have delved into some other things. I got admission at the age of 24 years old. You understand? So some of those things were very challenging because I was just trying to find the right path by looking at every other path that was open to me. If I knew I would have focused on one particular path, face the challenges and come out as a successful person in that particular path. But I am innovative, I am driven, and I am an enthusiast.